Immanuel Quickley just gave me my joy back. What a return game from IQ. It was an unexpected return following their rock bottom performance against the Boston Celtics, in which the Raptors suffered a franchise record 54-point loss. Immanuel Quickley, he was available to play for this one, seemingly out of nowhere. After missing the last 22 games, Quickley made his long-awaited return from an elbow injury against the Brooklyn Nets. And my goodness, did Immanuel Quickley change the entire complexion of this offense? Did Immanuel Quickley ever make the Raptors look so much different in a good way? Quickley, 21 points, 15 assists, 4 rebounds. He was a plus 23. That's what happens when you have a point guard. Point guards, in fact, matter. And Immanuel Quickley unlocked so much that we had not seen from this team in a while. And it was a surprise. Based on what Lewinberg said just yesterday, it seemed like Quickley was ways away from a return. He hadn't even been cleared for contact, but Rajakovic said, per Lewinberg, that Quickley was able to do a lot of running, cardio, while he was out with the elbow injury, which allowed him to stay in great shape. He started to ramp up with contact over the past week. So this was like a surprise return. This was like a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. It was such a pleasant surprise to see Immanuel Quickley out there. And Quickley, I mean, he just made such a difference. You see immediately what it means to have Quickley handle the true point guard duties. What we saw from him, being able to push the pace, make plays, take the pressure off everybody else. And when guys go back to their more natural role, we see them thrive. Grady Dick had a huge game. He had his best game in a while. Abaji got back on track. Jakob Poeltl looked much better. And now we'll see how much better this team looks when RJ is back in the mix and this whole band can come back together. And I said this in the video the other day. I know it was a disastrous loss, but injuries were the main culprit for why this team looked as awful as they did. And the fact that this team now is about to get fully healthy, that's big. Their starters had only played 4 total minutes together. So once RJ comes back to complete this thing, you see how much better this team looks. And Scottie Barnes looked night and day better. Scottie, this is what you got to do, man. This is his more natural position. With Quickley coming back, he is that point guard. Scottie was not forced to be that de facto point guard. He went to his more fitting role as that point forward. And Barnes had his best game in a while. Scottie Barnes absolutely cooked, guys. And this is the Scottie Barnes you want to see. You don't want to see Scottie Barnes pull up for 3, chuck threes like he's Stephen Curry. He's not that type of player. I know he's got the capability of playing like a point guard, and it's fun to, envision him as like a Magic Johnson. But this is Scottie Barnes' game, doing his damage in the paint, under the rim, not forcing threes. He had 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. He was 14 for 18 from the field. This was incredible efficiency. And guess what? Scottie Barnes can still take his threes, guys. But there's a big difference in this one compared to the previous games. Before, Scottie was forcing an issue with his threes. But when he's playing his more natural role, his more natural game, and the threes come to him, that's when you want him taking threes. 3 for 4 from 3, that is awesome. And it's funny because it took him a good bit before he even attempted a 3. I know he officially had an attempt at 3, which went in, which was good luck for him when he had that alley-oop turn into a 3. But you don't want to see Barnes chuck up 8, 9, 10 threes a game. So forget about what Darko said when he said, I want to see Scottie shoot more threes. No, this is his better fit. This is the game that benefits Scottie greatly. And Scottie Barnes was 9 for 10 in the paint. He was a perfect 7 for 7 at the rim per Krathika, 20 for 21 at the rim in his last 4 games. So this is where you want to see Scottie. You want to see him play to his strengths. And when you have IQ out there, it alleviates the playmaking. We saw what big of a difference it made, right? Because before, Scottie, it felt like he was trying to do too much. But now that you have IQ back into the equation, he alleviates most of the playmaking duties. Scottie can kind of be that backup playmaker, and we see it worked wonderfully. Scottie can still make great decisions out there. And it was nice to see Quickley and Barnes hook up on a nice alley-oop sequence there. So point guards, they're important. And Quickley coming back just shifts everything. It opens up the floor. And guys going back to their more natural positions is an absolute good thing. So we hadn't seen a good performance like this in a while. I know it comes against the Brooklyn Nets, but still, I mean, it's no coincidence. The Raptors look the best they've looked in a month because they have a point guard who opens up the floor so much. You know, the spacing was a lot better. And Grady, man, you got to give him a ton of credit. 9 for 17. Like, he was getting good looks as a result of the nice ball movement that was taking place. So that's what's going to happen. Things aren't going to look forced. Things aren't going to look clunky. It did help that the Raptors shot the 3-ball well, but when you are moving the ball well and spacing properly, you are going to have good looks from downtown. The Raptors had 36 assists. So remember, when the Raptors looked good under the Darko regime, you know, starting last season, that assist number was high. And 10 turnovers. You are really happy about that assist to turnover ratio. They had 33 fast break points, and they really exploded in that fourth quarter, busting this game wide open. Immanuel Quickley with a couple of big shots and just, you know, feeling himself again, which is great. You want to see IQ come back, play with confidence, and it is a very good sign, guys, to see the main two guys who got paid this past summer in a big way have an amazing game together. And you know what's crazy? This was only their second game together. I'm talking about Barnes and Quickley in the last 10 months. So again, I've been critical of this team. It's easy to be critical of this team and critical of Scottie Barnes. Oh, he's not cut out to be the guy, cut out to be the leader. And yeah, I called out his leadership. And you can doubt if he's the number one guy. But we see that when this team is healthy, they look completely different. So I think let's wait till everybody comes back, Barrett the final piece, and let's judge this team after we have a sample size of them. And that was the frustrating part because you wanted to see what this team could look like together. And the fact that this is just their second game in 10 months tells you how decimated with injuries that they've been. So the fact that the Raptors have invested $385 million in these two players last summer and they've shown you what they can be, that is definitely a good sign. But yeah, you got to like what you see from this Raptors team in this one, guys. They're undefeated in 2025, but no more point Scottie. Let that guy cook inside. Let Quickley do his thing as the main point guard, the main facilitator, and everything's going to feed off each other nicely. And then again, once Barrett comes back, it's going to shuffle things even better. Getting Quickley back is a really good step in the right direction. So guys, let me know your thoughts when it comes to this game for the Toronto Raptors. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plus, ring the bell for more. That is it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.